Call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council for Monday, June 3rd, 2024. I would ask that you all please rise for a brief invocation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, on June 3rd, 2024, is proving to be a very special night in Batavia, as we've just had a flag raising outside, and we're going to have a proclamation here read in a few minutes, which speaks to the Batavia relationships and the Batavia pride in being a community that respects and honors and works with everyone regardless of their race, religion, color, creed, persuasion, or anybody of any problem, as long as they don't, as I said in my little remarks outside, we like you all as long as you abide by the law and don't break the law. And so Batavia is, I think, somewhat unique because many other cities don't do this, and we're very proud of the fact that we do. So I just want to thank in this prayer all those who have worked so hard to bring this attitude and this sentiment to our community, and may it go bigger and grow bigger and better as time marches on. Tonight, we also want to remember all of those from our community who are serving in foreign soils in defense of the liberties of the United States of America, and we just ask that a special blessing be showered on each one of these men and women as they go about their vital missions. And tonight we ask for vision and understanding and appreciation by the parts of the members of the City Council as they vote on the items and discuss the business before them, knowing that each and every one of them in their own special way is here to do what is in the best interest of Batavia. And finally, we want to ask for a special blessing on all those from our community who are sick or infirmed. And we just ask that a special effort be made to bring them back to good health and understanding, and we ask for a special blessing upon them. We ask for all these matters. Amen. Alderman Malay, would you do a Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 3 is the roll call, please.
Barraza? Here. Lancy?
Here.
Beck? Here. Pieper? Janzet?
Here.
Wolf?
Here.
Solfa?
Here.
Barron? Here. Lehman? Here. Ayazi? Malay?
Here.
Ewer?
Here.
Cerrone?
Here.
Vogelsinger? Here. 12 present, 2 absent.
We have the necessary quorum to conduct business. Moving then to item 4, which is a reminder from the chair that if you're going to speak to us tonight, we ask that you come up and use the podium and make sure that you're using the microphone, because this is all being recorded on BATV, and if you're not talking into that mic, what you're saying is not going to be heard. So we want to make sure everybody has that opportunity. Moving then to item number 5, items to be removed, added, or changed on the agenda. Does anybody in the council have anything they wish to bring up? All right, moving then to item 6, which is presentation of tonight's consent agenda. Alderman Janzet, do you have this?
I do, Your Honor. The consent agenda reads as follows. To accept and place on file the Committee of the Whole minutes for May 6, 2024, the March 2024, and April 2024 financial report. And for approvals, the May 24th, 2024 payroll in the amount of $1,014,918.23. The accounts payable check registered in the amount of $3,681,961.15. The City Council minutes from May 20th, 2024. Resolution 24-81-R requesting a permit from IDOT for the closure of Route 31 for the 2024 July 4th fireworks display. Resolution 24-83-R, a bid award for a firewall safety upgrade. Resolution 24-84-R, authorization to execute task order number 43 with Engineering Enterprises, Inc. for the 2024 full waterworks system hydraulic model update. Resolution 24-85-R, authorizing a contract with FGM Architects for Police Department Space Needs Analysis and Master Plan. Resolution 24-86-R, approving a contract with Ray's Electric, a contractor, to perform the 35 kV underground circuit upgrade in the industrial area along Douglas Road in the amount of $56,432, which includes a 10% contingency amount. And approval of a Class F liquor license, that's for the Batavia United Way Community Dinner Table event, and that's on September 8th of 2024. And approval the 4th of July fireworks permit. Your Honor, I would move that we approve the consent agenda as read.
Moved by Alderman Chanzit, second by Alderman Wolf for the approval of the consent agenda as presented and read. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Chanzit?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Lehman? Malay?
Aye.
Ewer?
Aye.
Saron?
Aye.
Vogelsinger?
Aye.
Baraza?
Aye.
Lancy?
Aye.
Beck?
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Consent agenda is approved. Moving to item 7 is matters from the public for items that are not on the agenda. Does anybody wish to address us? David? Could you give us your name, please, for the record?
David Peebles, 525 North Avenue. Third time I've been here. I'd like to know what is happening with the sidewalk on Republic Road. I've been told it's going to go. Is it going to go this year or not?
You have to turn to Public Works to get that answer.
That's part of the Safe Routes to School program. So it's still in engineering. I think it's a 2025 construction, if not even into 2026. For sure not this year, though.
Why not?
That's part of the federal process. It's the joy of the federal process for funding. So it takes several months to go
Why?
through the review process.
Okay, I've been told somebody said there was something with IDOT. IDOT shouldn't have anything to do with it. We have the sidewalk approval, the funds in there to do it. Why do we need the federal funds? We got the sidewalk approval. Majority of you people haven't been around long enough. When they did mine on North Avenue, I'm pretty sure they didn't have IDOT. They just went ahead with the city funds to do it. I don't understand why you're waiting for this federal funds to do it. Now with a new subdivision coming in there, it's going to be a real congestion next year. Can't we use the city funds and not go ahead with the IDOT?
Well, that would be a council determination, but IDOT is giving us several $100,000 worth of funding that council would have to decide not to accept.
I would tell you, David, that there's a lot of moving parts to this thing, and
I don't see, I worked with civil engineers.
I know you did.
And if the money's there, you should be able to do it this year. You're going to have all kinds of problems. Okay, if you don't do it this year, I have another suggestion. Maybe the police chief can help out. We know what happened down here at Route 31 and Union Street. We know what happened up in Barrington. We know the congestion there at 8:30 to 9 in the morning and about afternoon around 4 o'clock. There's all kinds of traffic. We're just waiting for somebody to get hit. And I would suggest that we could have a policeman out there, or do like you did down here in Union Street, hire somebody to be a guard there. Because at these time of day, it's bad news. I'm concerned with I walk around there and it's bad news, and I hopefully nobody ever gets hit. If somebody gets hit, it's going to be on the city council and the school.
So you're suggesting Van Noordwijk and North Avenue? Is that where you're saying they should?
No. Illinois and Republic. It's the half block from Van Noort where the school is. And because you go out there at this time of day and there's all kinds of cars and everything else. So my suggestion to the police chief and other, is to have somebody out there. And, you know, you paid down there, you'd only have to have them there twice a day. So that's my suggestion, since it's not going to go this year. But I mean, our Director of Public Works said you can overcome this 200,000. Don't you have enough money in the sidewalk fund to do this?
We're building a lot of sidewalk.
I'd like to comment on this. It's irresponsible of us to not take the Safe Routes to School money and take that money and then be able to take that 200 grand and use it somewhere else in the city for sidewalks, which is what we've done the entire time that I've been on the city council. Anytime we get the money for Safe
You didn't
Routes
do
to
that
School,
on North Avenue.
I don't know the specifics
That's what
of
I'm
yours.
saying. The only one here that probably knows about North Avenue is Mayor Schelke and myself.
Okay, and at that time, we weren't spending $100,000 a year on new sidewalks.
That was easy, and you can direct the Public Works, that was probably easy, $100,000.
Okay, what I'm saying is, we're not going to ignore the fact that we get basically free money from
Okay,
the federal government for that.
Can we get a guard there, since we're waiting for another year?
I think the better suggestion would be to you to go up to the school district and talk to them and have them talk to their parents that like to line up for a half an hour before their kids are done with school, so they don't have to walk a block and a half to get home.
I know there's one
That's why
gentleman
the
here.
congestion is so bad.
I know there's one gentleman here, when his children were there in school, he volunteered and he was the guard there, you know. But I mean,
all too
it's
well
not,
about
it's
that.
not like having a policeman there. Okay, one other question. Have we decided what the money for the bag fund's going to be used for?
Right now, we're using it to buy bags that are environmentally sensitive, and there are cloth bags, and people just come in here and ask us for one, and we give them to them.
But the 10 cents was my suggestion for those people on Medicare or others who can't afford the $12.75 a month for the garbage can, to take some of that money and help them out, because they can't afford it if you're just on Medicare. So that's my suggestion. Thanks for the time, and hopefully we'll get that sidewalk in before somebody's hit. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else this evening? Okay, moving then to item 8, which is the proclamation for National Pride Month, June of 2024. And Alderman Chanzit, will you present this, please?
A proclamation. Whereas the city of Batavia strives to celebrate diversity with its residents and all who set foot in the city. And whereas the United States was founded upon the declaration that all people are created equal, that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are among the inalienable rights of every person, and that each shall be afforded the equal protection of the law. And whereas the month of June is designated as Pride Month across the land to commemorate the Stonewall riots, which occurred in June 1969, generally recognized as the catalyst of the LGBTQ rights movement. And whereas while much progress has been made, the ongoing struggle of transgender, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and other sexual minorities for basic civil rights continues to provide inspiration to all. The lives and livelihoods of LGBTQ are still often threatened. And whereas all citizens, and especially our youth, should feel valued, safe, and empowered by and supported by their peers, educators, community leaders at large, community, and without regard to their orientation, gender identity, or expression. And whereas Batavia celebrates the history and diversity of our city's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community, and promotes an atmosphere in which all residents can live free from discrimination. And whereas LGBTQ Pride Month is an opportunity to celebrate the harmony in which we all can coexist. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey D. Schelke, Mayor of the City of Batavia, Illinois, do hereby proclaim that the month of June 2024 as Pride Month, and encourage all of our citizens to celebrate the diversity in our town that makes us proud to call Batavia home. Signed, Jeffrey D. Schelke, Mayor. Your Honor, I would move that we approve the proclamation as read.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Chanzit, second by Alderman Lehman for the approval of the Pride Proclamation. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Transit.
Did you want to make a comment?
I was waiting for a protest.
Let's not agitate the situation.
Wanted to make sure we heard from everyone that wanted to be heard tonight. And it sounds like we have heard from everyone that wanted to speak. Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman. Aye. Malay.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Vogelsinger.
Aye.
Baraza.
Aye.
Lancy.
Aye.
Beck. 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved.
The group from the Long Fox Valley, are you available? I'd like to present this award to you folks tonight.
2 of them just bailed.
Okay. If we
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I have just a second? Thank you, Dan, for this. We're glad to accept it. Myself, on behalf of Belong Fox Valley, I just wanted to address something that Alderman Chanzit said outside regarding flying the flag year round. I emailed all of you this afternoon, so you know my take on it. You know, I can tell you a lot of people here that are here for the proclamation and for the flag raising are of the same opinion, and all it does is show that Batavia is accepting of everyone, inclusive of everyone, wants everyone to belong here. And I probably should be more familiar with it. I'm not very familiar with your strategic plan, but I did get one response to my email that explained that the display of that flag year-round would address 2 components of your strategic plan and basically fit the, I don't know if it's a motto or what, that everyone belongs here in Batavia. So I would urge you, however that has to get done, whenever there can be a vote on it, that everybody approve that to take place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. To address that directly, I am going to ask tonight that someone join me to send that to committee to discuss. I do think it is worthy, other than the United States flag. It is because all of the colors of the rainbow represent all of the different sexualities, including straight, including everything. It is a prism that was created by science or God. You take your pick. It's everybody. It's unity, and it's the only other flag than the United States flag that truly represents everyone that lives here. And I think it is appropriate that we fly it year-round. Thank you.
All right, moving to item number 9, which is the Chamber of Commerce report, and we're honored to have the President and CEO, Margaret, here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. First of all, I want to start out, as I always do, welcoming the businesses that have joined the Chamber this past month. Connect Hearing, Netco Investments, TRG Construction, Zen Loft Collective, and Long Branch Tree Services. If you want more information about any of those, please go to our Chamber website. We've been having a very busy June, making sure businesses are getting the support they need. Please mark your calendars and join us for our great upcoming Chamber events. This Wednesday is our Chamber Not-for-Profit Forum at 8 o'clock. On Friday is our 50th annual golf outing at Orchard Valley Golf Course. It'll be a great event. The weather says it's going to be 70 in the mid-70s, so perfect day for golf. Registration's open till Wednesday, so if you haven't registered yet, please go to our website and join us. It'll be a fun day. On Monday, June 10th, we have a webinar regarding employment law updates. So that's a very informative webinar that businesses need to be familiar with. On Tuesday, June 11th, we have our Batavia Women in Business Fashion Show and Luncheon at Eagle Brook Country Club. It'll be a delightful luncheon. Registration for that is open till Friday. So if you haven't registered, again, men and women are included. Come join us. It's a fun day. Coffee and Commerce will be at Smarty Pants Cafe on Wednesday, June 12th at 8 a.m. We have a couple of ribbon cuttings. We've had a lot lately. We have one on Thursday, June 13th at 4 p.m. for Taco Dolly. It's one by the Trader Joe's. Ribbon cutting is for Kids Strong over by Target. Will be Monday, June 17th at 3:30. Our networking it will be at the Sidecar Supper Club on Wednesday, June 19th. We're spotlighting Mutual Ground as our partner charity. We have a Lunch and Learn series coming up, Unlocking the Power of Ethical Persuasion. And that will be Thursday, June 20th at 11:30. So very informative. So come join us for that. We are seeing Batavia community flag sales take off, and I know we still hear a lot in the chamber that people don't know where to buy them. So I just want to say, at the chamber office, buy one on our website, come down and pick it up. They make great Father's Day gifts. Before I introduce my guests, I wanted to remind everyone that Flag Day is Friday, June 14th. I know you are all aware, but I thought I would mention it because it will be a special weekend that weekend, the 14th, 15th, and 16th. The Flag Day Committee is working with downtown Batavia businesses to make it extra fun. Currently, Batavia Red Hots, Chicken Salad Chick, Daddy-O's Diner, Out and About Dog Daycare and Boarding, Pal Joey's, Batavia Popcorn Depot, Red Hive Market, The Tea Tree, Windmill Grill and Pizzeria are participating. These businesses will have special patriotic items or specials all weekend. Be sure to mention Flag Day when you visit them. All downtown businesses are invited and encouraged to participate. If the business cannot give a discount, they could offer a special patriotic item for sale or can decorate their store to participate and share in the excitement of Flag Day. If you're interested, you just contact me, Margaret at bataviachamber.org, and I'll connect you with the Flag Day Committee if you have any questions. I'm going to play the Oli video that we played at Inspire last month for entertainment, Imagine Entertainment. I wanted you guys to see I'm sorry, Max, what? Thank you. Specialist, thank you. Perfect.
Hi, I'm Paul Glantz, co-founder and chairman of Imagine Entertainment, and I'd like to welcome you to Imagine Batavia. Imagine is a family-owned business that started way back in 1997, and we've been growing predominantly organically for over the last 30 years, though we did add 4 new locations concurrent with the pandemic. And in fact, Imagine Batavia was one of those locations. So we've got 2 really good-sized screens here, but the one in particular, the one we added onto the building, is enormous in size. In fact, that Super Emax is about the largest screen in North America at 94.5 feet wide. Think about a basketball court that's turned up on its side. And of course, we've got the modern amenities of our bar, expanded food and beverage service, and here we have what we call our high roller room, which is also a great place to hold a party. This was a very, very successful theater in its day. Now, it was pretty forlorn when we took it over. It needed a lot of work, and we remodeled it, I would say, more than extensively. I think that the end result, and hopefully the community and the chamber agrees that this was well worthwhile, because we've tried to create a true movie palace. We'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to the Batavia Chamber of Commerce and the City of Batavia for bestowing this wonderful award upon us, the Oli Award. We are truly grateful and humbled by being recognized in such a fashion. And we hope to not only earn this award today, but to continue to earn your trust and your patronage over the years by serving you in a truly exemplary fashion.
Great. I just wanted to point out that we're honored, the Chamber's honored to be able to provide the OLE Awards to businesses that have completed either new construction or building renovations in Batavia. The recipient of the OLE Awards is a business or organization that investment enhances the city's economic and aesthetic future and provides interest and excitement for the entire community. That was Paul Glantz, the chairman of Imagine Entertainment. We're so thankful that they're in town. They provided just a great use of that existing theater that was a little bit getting out of date. And so it's now got the state-of-the-art facility and has provided us with jobs and a great gathering place. So now I'd like to introduce Scott Gajos, the general manager of Imagine Theater, and have him talk about what's going on over at the theater and what they've brought to town. Scott? Thanks.
Thank you for everyone for having me. Thank you, Margaret, for introducing me, and thank you to the mayor and council for allowing me to come up and speak today. It's a great honor, and I've really loved working in Batavia. I've worked for the company since 2018. In that time, I've learned and only grew my love for cinema. Growing up, I always went to the movies with my uncle, with my cousins, with my parents, just watching films and, experiencing some of the most, memorable cinematic experiences that, you could ever remember, right? The first time the T-Rex roars in Jurassic Park, or, luckily we do flashback at the theater so I could experience the first time Dorothy wakes up and sees Oz, or when Captain America tightens up the shield and you hear the Falcon come up and, say, on your left. Those are things that really, help us, grow and make memories with our family and our friends. The cinema brings everyone together. It really sets the standard for, growing up. Like you idolize Superman, you idolize Captain America, you idolize all these people. So being able to bring this to Batavia has been such an honor. Some fun facts about Imagine. We have 28 theaters, with 342 screens, 30,068 seats, and we are the 9th largest chain in North America. That being said, we actually won the North American Cinema Award for Best Use of Technology in 2023 for our Super EMX in Batavia. That screen has 416 seats. As Paul said, has about 95 feet wide, 53 feet tall, and is roughly the largest screen in the Midwest. If you guys haven't came out and experienced it, definitely do so. We have some great blockbusters coming up in June. We have Bad Boys Ride or Die, Inside Out 2, and we also have A Quiet Place to round out June. In July, we're going to start with Despicable Me 4. Twisters, and then in the summer with Deadpool and Wolverine. My most anticipated movie of the year. It's going to be awesome. Again, experiencing that in the Super EMX is, like none other. It has 74 channels of sound, 4K laser projection. It's just an amazing experience. Like I said, my love for the cinema has only grown working for the company. It's an amazing company. When you see the grandparents bringing in their grandkids, making those memories, being able to watch the kids leave and discuss, oh my gosh, I really loved Garfield, or, discussing all these things is something that really touches me because, that's something I want to experience with my grandkids. That's something I want to take them when we, like I said, we do our flashback cinema where we bring back older movies once a week. This week it's Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Not so old, but it's a little older. So that way we can experience those movies and kind of take them back to, our experiences as we were a little younger. Some things we've also been bringing to Batavia is our sensory friendly. That's something where people with autism or sensory needs can come in. We'll have the lights down. The sound, or lights up, sound down, so that way they can experience the movie and enjoy the things in a communal setting that most of the time they normally couldn't. We also do dementia friendly, same scenario, but we also take extra precautions to ensure everyone feels safe coming into our theater. Lastly, we started doing our open caption. Again, we have our devices that allows you to see the open captions, and we have our hearing devices, but why not put it up on the screen, to allow everyone, again, to have that wonderful viewing experience. As you all have known, we've done live events with, during our grand opening, we had the guy who played Halloween, Michael Myers, come out, do a Q&A. We've been doing that across the chain. We just had a few in our Imagine Novi location with Helen Hunt, the Michael Myers actors again, and we had one with, I cannot remember his name, but he's on Ghostbusters. But yeah, it's been a pleasure serving Batavia, coming here. Everyone's been so welcoming. We've been open a year now, and we've really been, taking everyone's feedback and trying to improve the best we can. We hire a bunch of teenagers, and, we all know working with teenagers can be a little tough sometimes, but they're great kids. They've grown so much, and you could tell they're going to be great workers and servants of the city as they move on and move out. I always say it's my job to, instill a good work ethic in these kids, and every position is a stepping stone and moving towards whatever their greater purpose is. So, I want to say thank you to the city for allowing us to be here. Thank you for letting me serve everyone, and it's been such a welcoming environment. If anyone has any questions, I am here. But again, it's Imagine Batavia, 200 North Randall Road. If you ever want to see what movies we're showing, if you go to our website, imagine-entertainment.com, everything's on there.
One chance at questions?
Just a remark. As a neighbor, I can see you from my window. It is nice that you are such a good corporate neighbor. I will recognize it was a hectic day, the red carpet night, when you guys had your grand opening, and I, for the life of me, could not find my wallet anywhere. I could not find my ID, which means I couldn't get a bracelet. And you folks were compassionate in the way that you told me no, and stuck with no. Even though I showed you my face on our website, you were still like no, which was the right decision. I had a great night, but I know that you'll enforce the law and that people and families can feel safe there. And that means more to me in the long run than the drink I snuck from my date. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Other comments or questions? I would just like to offer a comment. I've heard rave reviews about you. Everybody's very, very pleased. The police department, however, the police department and myself are currently on a walk, or not a walk, but we're traveling Batavia and we're visiting all the senior living communities because we have some problems with the seniors under attack by people on the computer come after them and want them to do stuff. So we're making presentations to each one of them. And so as I do this, I get people coming up to me, and some of them have been to your theater and they really like it. The one concern that they have, and I've shared this with your owner, is that you don't have a marquee out front. So they don't know what movie is playing.
Right.
And many of them, quote unquote, graduated from high school before 1960, and they never saw no computer in any school classroom they're in, so they don't know how to operate the computer and go on that and look and see. I guess that's the best place to find what you're offering. So I keep having this lobbying thing about, can't you talk to Imagine about putting up a marquee on Randall Road so we can drive by and see what's being shown there. So I'll just share that with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely pass that along because, whatever we can do to try to help the community,
I think
we
you
will definitely
get more people in there, but somebody goes and sees it and then they come back and tell others, and that's probably the best way you're getting publicized in that, because we have 6 senior living communities in Batavia now. We're about to have a 7th. They're going to start building it next week. So we got a lot of seniors floating around here, and you're a target of they all want to go, but they don't know what you're showing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely pass that along and move that up the chain. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for coming down. Thanks for putting on a presentation for us. It's good to hear from new business that's seem to be doing pretty good out there.
Yeah, it's doing well. And, now that the film slate is picking up, it's only going to do better. So. Yeah, thank you all again, and if you all ever have any questions, just let me know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving to item 10 on our agenda is the ordinance 2024-037, approving the downtown plan as part of the comprehensive plan, and I'm going to turn this over to Laura right now.
Sure. thank you.
whoever.
Yes, tonight is a kind of a culmination of what started about 2 years ago with the review of the downtown plan. We've been working quite extensively with Housing Levine. Tricia Parks is here tonight, as well as Nick Davis, as well as others with House Levine that have been great help in going through this process. One of the elements that is part of this new downtown plan is an interactive website feature using the ArcGIS story mode. So Tricia is here tonight to give a brief presentation of how this will look on the website. Again, this is one of those items that hopefully shows that the plan isn't just going to be living on a shelf. It's going to be something that people can go to the website and view this document or this version of the plan, a shortened version of the plan that has all the maps and other features that are within the full document too. So.
Right, so I'm just gonna give you a quick preview of the story map. So this really is, like Drew said, it's like an executive summary, so to speak, really focusing on the maps featured throughout the plan. So this is in draft form. It'll be finalized once the plan goes through adoption. But we do have a tab for each chapter you'll see at the top. Including about the plan that, of course, gives an overview of what the plan's purpose is and the process that it went through. It gives the full vision statement as well as the plan goals. Then the plan chapters, land use and the development. It has the maps that you find within this chapter. You can click and get a pop-up. It'll give you a description. For example, this is the functional sub-area. So it's giving you a description of the functional sub-area, appropriate land uses. So that's kind of the overview. You'll see that I will just scroll through real quick. So another example is your opportunity sites map. You could click the opportunity site. It'll give you the recommendation that is found within the plan. You can go click, to whatever chapter you're interested in. Again, it's going to be focusing on, there we go. Takes a second to load sometimes. The main maps that you find within the plan. So again, this is in draft form. We'll finalize it once we go through adoption. I think one of the things I'll probably do is maybe cut back a little bit on this text because it is a little lengthy. I'm going to skip down to implementation. So this is an abbreviation of implementation. It doesn't include the full action matrix. It just gives an overview of what it is and an image kind of summarizing it. Same with the regulatory strategies matrix and the design guidelines. And there is a full, if you do come across this link rather than the plan itself, there is a link to the full plan. Well, there will be once it's adopted. This goes nowhere at the moment. But there will be a link to the full plan if you do want to read it in its entirety. So this really is kind of just focusing on the maps and being able to, zoom in, zoom out, and click and get some pop-ups with that abbreviated information. That's it. Any questions on kind of what this is or the purpose of it?
Any questions? I think we've sat through several meetings about this, so.
And this will just be a simple, click or two off the main page of the website. Am I correct in that, saying that it should be?
Right, yeah, the intention would be that it should be kind of it's a way for people just to, hey, I want to know more about the downtown plan, to click through, see the information, and then, as Tricia was saying, the full document too. So we'll have it pretty prominently on the website. We'll work with Lori on getting that in a prominent spot.
I just want to make sure that it's easy. So if somebody, decides, hey, I want to look for a space where I want to build, this building or that building, whatever, and they're looking for a place for that, it's easy to navigate through so that they could find those opportunities within the plan pretty quickly. Okay.
Anybody else? You have
Right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we Adopt ordinance 2024-37, approving the downtown plan as part of the comprehensive plan.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Solo for the approval of the ordinance 2024-037. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa? Barron? Lehman? Malay? Ewer? Saron? Vogelsinger? Baraza? Lancy? Beck? Transit? 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Ordinance 2024-037 is approved. Okay, moving to 11, which is approval to waive bidding on resolution 2024-082R. Who's at that?
It was from the last cow meeting.
Alderman Wolf.
This was for forensic technology that we need to update at the police department. So we're asking to waive formal bidding on it because there really aren't many companies that do this. And this is something that we've been working on for 2 years now. Am I right, Howard? That we had to push it back out of the last year's budget because we had to increase the budget for it to get all of what we thought we would need in it.
That's correct.
And then this did come in under budget.
This did come in under budget. Yeah, again, it's for a digital forensics equipment, which would help us analyze phones, tablets, other evidence that may come in. And it was much easier to find a company that puts this all together into one package as opposed to going out and getting individual components, and the price was very good.
There's 5 years worth of maintenance on it too.
5 years worth of maintenance.
Which I think is really, in technology, that's a huge thing to have in that package. And this has to be a standalone system that is very easy to, be able to have the chain of custody and everything else with electronics and its own separate backup, and everything else has to be completely separate from the rest of the systems that the city has. Okay. No questions. I'll make the motion that we waive formal bidding for resolution 2024-082R.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Malay. We're waiving a formal bidding on resolution 2024-082R. Any further discussion on that motion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf? Solfa? Barron? Lehman? Malay? Ewer? Saron? Vogelsinger? Baraza? Lancy? Beck? Transit? 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion stands approved. Moving to 12, which is resolution 2024-082R, approve police forensics equipment purchase. Who's got?
Moved. That's what we just talked about.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Malay for the approval of resolution 2024-082-R. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa? Barron? Lehman? Malay? Ewer? Saron? Vogelsinger? Baraza? Lancy? Beck? Transit? 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Ordinance is approved. Okay, moving then to the administrator's report.
Your Honor. One thing I wanted to mention about Imagine Entertainment as well is that they also lease out their screening rooms, and the city of Batavia utilized one of them for an all-employee meeting. We were able to get every single one of our employees into that room, and it just was like the perfect room for giving a presentation. Incredibly comfortable seats for everyone, and they all got unlimited soft drinks and popcorn. So everyone was happy. So if the community has, and they've got rooms of all sizes for leasing as well, and that's something that can kind of we kind of don't have a large inventory of places for groups and organizations to hold meetings. I wanted to give a shout out to Bill Kellum in our streets department and the sign department. I'm going to pass around a couple of pictures of signage that they created based upon the suggestion of putting additional signage out there on Water Street about the bike trail reroute. And so these are, the locations are on Water and First Street, Water and Wilson Street, Shumway and Wilson Street, Finn and Shumway, Union and Permarco, Union and Water Street, Main and Route 31, and Elm and Water Street. So they depict not only the detour, but also provide information that we're hoping that the trail will be reopened by September of 2024. Let's see. The Prairie and Wilson intersection project, new water main installation is complete, and this week we're going to be doing the new service installations. Also, with regard to the work that is being done on Water Street from Main to Union Street, the curb work that's along there has been completed. One of the things I did want to mention, though, is that we've asked the contractor to work just from 7 to 11 because we know that the quarry opens at 11:30, and so they don't, they just move to another section. After that, they're still working on the road the full day, but trying to stay out of the way of folks who are trying to come to the quarry to swim. Let's see, also, reading through the what has passed the spring session in our state legislature. I think everybody's aware that the grocery tax looks like it's going to be eliminated effective. They've changed the effective date to January 1st of 2026, which will be good. It'll give us additional time to plan for what we expect to be anywhere between $1.2 and $1.6 million that we used to receive from this tax. We need to find a replacement source of revenue for that. And so we will be having discussions about what that might look like, whether one of the things that the legislature has also done is provided both home rule and non-home rule communities the ability to implement the 1% tax themselves, and that will be collected by the state and distributed to municipalities without administrative fees. So, but more on that later. I just wanted to bring up that that was the status of that legislation at this point. And I think that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions for me. Yes, Alderman Lehman.
Thanks for the update about the construction and the request for quarry hours to move. But I'm curious, not a but, just curious, is the crossing guard over at Union?
Yes.
We're ready and that's all set up?
Yes, it's all set up for this season. Unfortunately, even despite Mayor sending a second letter to the Secretary of Transportation, we haven't heard any response from them. The lack of a road diet is what makes it necessary for us, again, to expend resources in order to put a crossing guard there so that we can feel like we're doing everything necessary to help, especially children, to cross that road during this time. Thank you.
Questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have other business from members of the City Council? Alderman Lehman? Or Beck or somebody? Or?
I'll go first. Can I just have some clarification from Alderman Chanzit? Were you asking for a second to talk more about the pride flag?
I think it was rhetorical. I thought we're discussing something at some meeting coming up at a cow anyways. Yeah.
On June 11th, there will be an agenda item to discuss City Council's policy with regard to what flags are displayed. So we're just bringing, because we don't currently have a flag policy, so we're bringing you one for consideration. And we certainly could add this to that discussion.
Also, it would be helpful if there was a second then, technically.
And I'll second.
I appreciate it. And while I have the mic, I guess I'll give my second too. I didn't think things were going to move as quickly as they did, but I made a remark on Facebook regarding Mill Pond townhomes being worth a little more than we thought they were. And within an hour, I had 9 offers on my house that wipe out all my personal and business debt with the stroke of a pen. It's very difficult to say no to that. And while I was joked these last 14 years about how not special my townhouse is, it's pretty basic. It's pretty boring. There's no basement. Builder grade on a lot of stuff except for the stuff that I fixed. Turns out it's very special because it's the reason I get to sit here. And if I sell it, I don't. And so while I always felt like a bit of a failure for putting my flag up less than a mile away from the very high school I graduated from, that not very special townhouse is going to jettison my business and my passion into the stratosphere. I'm able to do some really cool things in launching a contrarian department store in a time when something like that is unheard of, and I can franchise it across the country. And I'm going to take this opportunity. And it's that silly little townhouse less than a mile away from my high school where I learned how to do all these cool things. And it's learning how to negotiate with businesses and play nice in the sandbox with the dozens of people I've worked with over the last 14 years that I get to do these things. And I get to live my life out loud because of the voice that you guys have helped me sharpen. I do have some flexibility though on the day that I step down, because it looks like I'm probably going to end up renting from the person I'm leasing from, because while I would love to just go off into wide open spaces and find out where my next place is going to be, I don't know where that is. And my attorney tells me that if I find a place in the 3rd Ward, I don't have to vacate my seat. I'd love to sit here with you guys. I really would. But I can't in right conscience do it if I can't physically be here. So I'll make a decision in the next couple of weeks here. I changed votes when Marty and I used to look at each other. I remember looking over at that side, and it was a whole year I couldn't even look at him because we fought so bitterly. But we looked at each other sometimes and we changed each other's votes, and I can't do that right now. I miss too many meetings, and it's not acceptable. And I need to make a decision quickly. So I will do that. In the meantime, I appreciate your patience with me, because I do think that the things I do behind the scenes and the lobbying that I do and tasks that I've been asked to take on sometimes, while the public doesn't necessarily see them because I don't see great recognition for the work that I do, I do know that the city is moving in the right direction. And because I think I'm useful right now, that's the only reason why I haven't given you a letter. So thanks for your patience, everyone, while I figured this out. I want to build something so bad here in Batavia, and if the ordinances work out as such and I don't have to ask for a lot of variances, I plan on situating my world headquarters in the place that taught me how to be the man that I am, and a place that feels welcoming. Thank you.
Questions? Anybody else got other business on the council? All right, going to the mayor's report. Well, first of all, I'd like to recognize the only person sitting in the front row. I've been here a long time, as most of you know, and I probably could count on one hand the number of times that a state representative has visited us and just sat at our meeting throughout the entire meeting. But as hopefully most of you know, this is State Representative Matt Hansen, and he represents about a third of Batavia in the General Assembly. Batavia was probably one of the more gerrymandered towns in the state of Illinois when they drew the maps, because we end up with, I think, 3 state representatives to have different parts of us. And so we're really divided. In a lot of respects, that's probably not bad. I'm not complaining, but I will tell you, in working with these folks, that Matt Hansen's been one of the very best ones to work with. He seems to be very much on top of what's happening. And a case in point, there's been some recent legislation passed that may have some long-term impacts on the Valley Sheltered Workshop over on Main Street. And as most of you know, that's one of the Batavia creations. It's one of those things that was done in Batavia back in the 1950s before there was any help for mentally handicapped people. And Batavia kind of led the way on that. And, the thing has kind of evolved over the years. And now they're wanting to pass laws about how much you have to pay these people that are in there. Right now, they are paid somewhat less than minimum wage because, they probably don't have the same abilities as many of the other people in factories. So Matt's been kind of on top of that bill, watching it for us, and he and I talk a couple of times about it. And I guess from what last you and I talked, it's probably going to be 2030 before the bill that's there now kind of takes impact on us. So I think it gives us and the state legislature a time to kind of work some things out and get things done. But because we have somebody like Matt down there, he really does keep an eye out for the people in his district. And I just wanted to pay attention. Would you like to say anything to the council?
Thank you and good evening. I didn't plan on speaking. I'm not going to hold anybody up from getting home and doing their life outside of your service here. Thank you. We broke camp in Springfield at about 4 in the morning on Wednesday morning. I was back to work for my railroad gig at 2 in the morning on Thursday, and I'll be back there I'm on duty at 3:20 in the morning tomorrow. So this is a lot of fun, and it's also hard to get to sleep when it's daylight out. So I'm happy to be in a meeting rather than trying to flop around in bed to go to bed. A couple of things that the mayor spoke to. I love Batavia. Batavia and everything that's in front of you, the good problems you have with being a growing community, the dams, the road diet, the commerce, the pressures that everyone feels, whether if you were new to the area, if you grew up here, when it comes to the cost of living, everything is right here in Batavia that we see at the macro level for the state. So I'm proud to say that our offices, the district offices right behind Ace Hardware there at 1605 West Wilson, used to be the little white church. Now it's a iron, blue, gray church building. Specifically to the legislation surrounding Valley Sheltered, 14C designations, I believe are going to go away. 19 states have done away with 14Cs. And so the writing is on the wall when it comes to that. I didn't even realize there was a difference between a federal 14C and a state 14C. And the legislation that House Bill 793 passed the House and now is on to the Senate to where it can continue to be worked on. You mentioned the time date. I was terrified a year ago when I first stepped in and started getting up to speed on this. Phase out is nothing more than a slow elimination. And I said that on the House floor as we discussed the bill. A year ago, I was an absolute no for the way it was headed. And after learning a lot more about the entire subject matter, I went from a full no to a very skeptical, arms crossed, going to keep a really close eye on everything, yes. And part of that is the belief that we'll continue to work on the bill and we'll do everything we can to protect the programming that's there at Valley Sheltered, no matter what they call it. It's a 14C, a 44J, a new state designation, 14C in the federal designation. It's truly my belief that with a third of the country that's already done away with that it's going away sometime soon. So we got to stay up to date on that. It's an honor to represent Batavia. The people that live here love it. Okay, I knock on a lot of doors. The district, in case you didn't know, the 83rd district is from downtown St. Charles, right at 64, all the way down to Yorkville, really at 47 and 34. A lot of different communities, a lot of different city councils, village trustees, school districts, park districts, responders, Mavis districts, Elias districts, everything. It's all there. But the people that call Batavia either home or work here or spend their money here and spend their hard-earned here, they love it. And so I'll continue to work with you and for you to make sure that we do the right things at the state level to protect you. There were comments from the alderman earlier about the person that had a comment and walked away before I could even talk to him. You're absolutely right. I mean, it'd be irresponsible to have state funding that's available to do something that's really needed. And a lot of things get spun into the word safety. But if you're getting state help for sidewalks, you got to take that money, and that's a great program that's available. We make sure that's funded through IDOT, it's for everyone to competitive bid for it. So thanks for holding the ground, and thanks for knowing about the project and everyone pursuing and getting that grant money. Get ready. You know, just like the coming of the cicadas every 6 or 7 years, it's time for capital bill. So if you have a plan together, I believe there'll be a capital bill somewhere 2 or 3 years down the line. So have your plan together.
We just want a permit.
What's that?
We just want a permit.
Yep.
That's the first and only thing we need to get is that permit from IDOT. And you know, to be pushed back another entire month, I don't know if we get engineering and everything else done and bid out and get it done this year. And it's a really simple project. Grind the stripes off, put new stripes in different places.
I'm sure that's something that people see here or anywhere else around the area. It's really hard to retain good people to do government work. The money that's out there for a qualified engineer in the private sector pays a lot better than IDOT, and they're grossly underpersoned, undermanned for what we're looking to do. That's one of the reasons the road diet is taking as long as it is. It's not because people object to it. It's not because that they're going to say no. It's getting the right person behind the right desk to get that in front of them when they should have double or triple the number of engineers to do the work. And I've been babbling a lot. Any quick questions for me? Going over the entire session or $53 billion budgets, we'd be here for a while, but anything that I can address as a group, and you're always more than welcome to reach out to me and my staff for one-on-ones or breakout groups or things that are topical. Again, you've got seniors. You talked about how many senior centers you have. This county is the model. This is the trend, but you're living it here, where seniors are outgrowing the rest of our population in your community. You've got lead pipes. You've got dams. Everything that every other community is talking about, part by part. You've got it all right here.
Well, we really appreciate all you're doing down there for us and keeping your head above water and watching out for us the best you can. I pick up on what Alderman Wolf has just talked about. I've had several conversations with the State Transportation Secretary himself, and you know, he and I sit on a committee together at CMAP that he's the chairman of, and I'm one of the votes. So I get to know him pretty good, and you know, he basically is telling me he doesn't have the people in the office. I mean, the projects get all backed up in every cities like Batavia, and they've all got some adjustment needs to be made, or a lane needs to be changed, and it all has to be done the proper legal way, and he's just backed up. And I can believe that, because I think there's been some efforts by some of the governors, the current one and some before him, that really kind of bought into IDOT and cut a piece of it out that they have not been able to make up. So that I think is the problem. I don't think IDOT's trying to be smart with this. They just don't have the people in the desks at the moment to do it.
Now, once you lose that experience level and that talent base, it's hard to rebuild it again. It's hard to replenish that experience. Let's be honest. Would you make more money doing that same work at IDOT or at Passion or at RC Wegman or at Bechtel or somewhere else? You know, we know the answer to that. So it is hard to find good folks and to keep them. But I'm staying on it too. I mean, I can promise you, I have the 3-year and the 10-year plan for the 83rd is currently constructed right now. 24 is going to be a pretty good year for this immediate area, and 25 to 29 looks pretty good a little bit south here too. But there's always work to be done, and it really is things that you know in government. It's balancing what is the priority for the people that we serve. Is it the pipes underground? Is the wires overhead? Is it there's a zillion things you can spend it on. It's a finite number of resources to spread around. But I promise all of you are back. I promise Valley Sheltered's back, and that is complex and layered. But a lot of people care about that community within your community, and Hugo, and the fact that it was there long before we were here, and we want to make sure that program is available to our community long after we're here.
Other questions? Thank you for getting up, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just wanted to introduce you in case somebody didn't know who you were.
It could be months again before I could be here for an entire meeting. So glad to be here, and it definitely we broke camp. We're out of there for a few months, and I'm happy to be around during the summertime. And if you need me in an official context, please reach out.
All right. Well, we know where to find you. We don't have to go. We know where to find you. We don't have to go far.
See you Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One other thing I wanted to report, I had the opportunity last week to finalize the document. We were kind of short on help around here for a week. And we needed to get the contract over to Roman so he could file it for buying the building up on First Street at Van Noordtreek for the clothes closet and the food pantry. And so we got all of it signed and sealed and delivered, and I got it to Roman, and he says it's all ready to go, right? So we physically bought it yet, or are we?
I think we're looking to close next week, so.
Okay. So then we'll own it. One of the things I would like to do, once we own it, is maybe take on a committee meeting, begin the committee meeting over at that building for a half hour. Because some of you I know have not been in to see it, and I think you will find it very interesting to see how I think it's going to come together. And, you know, the beautiful part about it is it's a couple $1 million there that we haven't had to reach into a penny of the taxpayers of Batavia's pocket for, because Congresswoman Underwood got us a $3 million grant to buy it and do some work on it. So we're way ahead of the game on this whole thing. But I think it would be good for all of you to see it, know what this is, because I think this is going to end up being one of the pride and joys of Batavia, that we've got this thing out there now. We've never really had a really a good home. This one's got all the storage and delivery and everything, security and everything that the other buildings haven't had. So I'm very, very pleased that we have this. And so I would think this is going to be something that, you know, future generations may get a chance to use, because we do have specifically the church community and some of the service clubs are very strong supporters of the food pantry and the clothes closet and make them nice donations. So I think as far as keeping Batavia people covered with food and clothing, we do a pretty good job, amongst the best in the area. The final thing I want to share with you is, you know, I have this office in at CMAP. I'm the chairman of the CMAP Council of Mayors. And that gives me a seat on the State Transportation Policy Committee, which is what I was discussing here a minute ago with Representative Hansen. And so I get to be at these kind of high-level meetings and hear what's being said about a lot of different subjects, some of which I probably shouldn't talk about. There's nothing really bad, but one thing I do want to talk about is kind of boast for a minute that Batavia really, in the eyes of the region, we're one of the top cities as a place to go to as far as move or to visit. And we are really held very highly. And if you go talk to the guys in the housing community that are building Pulte homes specifically, you know, they've just tried to build out, well, not try, they build out there on McKee Street there at the subdivision that's brand new there, and they got 163 homes, and they told me a couple of weeks ago that they're nearing 90 are under contract, and they don't have enough laborers or whatever out there at the moment to even begin building them all. Now we've just approved, you just approved the second development of theirs is going to be on the Furnace Electric / Wyrick property. And that's coming together very nicely. And I know, being one myself, I've had people call and want to know when are those going to be available, because there's 89 attached townhomes in that development that's going to be there. And there's a waiting list of people wanting to buy into those. As I think we have already found out on Kirk Road at Wind Energy at the Batavia Commons out there, there's 242 houses out there, and every one of them, I believe, now is sold. Where a lot of them are coming from is the city of Chicago. A lot of people are moving out, and those aren't cheap to buy, and I don't think they're going to be cheap to buy at Pulte. You're looking $300,000 or $400,000 a unit for most of those. And I think it speaks well for Batavia. The wild card in the room for us, though, is out there on West Main Street at Nelson's Lake Road. The Kane County Forest Preserve has now bought a whole bunch of the farms out there, and they've got over 1,600 acres they've assembled. And that is going to be what will probably be called the largest forest preserve in Kane County. And that's all off the development rolls, and it's all off the tax rolls, and there won't be a school kid coming out of it. And so I think some of their fellow governments are going to have to kind of rethink their positions as to what may happen or may not happen, because we've now got some dynamics built into the remaining future of Batavia's expansion that are going to be open land. And it's quite a bit of land. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we go forward here, because we've got some interesting situations taking place here. And Fermilab is cranking back up to get their superconducting collider built. And that supposedly is going to add a couple thousand more jobs out there. And so we'll see where it all comes together. But we have positive things. I go to meetings all the time now with other mayors in the region, and most of them have some real problems. Their property values are falling, or crime is going crazy. They don't have people to man some of their departments. The stores are closing, and there's about 12 pockets in the Chicago area where things are pretty bright. And fortunately, we're in one of those pockets. And it's not only us, it's Geneva and St. Charles. The three towns together are kind of the hot property here at the moment. And it's nice to be in that position. And I got to thank and credit all of you for putting us there, because it's your good efforts and your watchful thinking that has made this possible, that Batavia's got these good things happening. And we're going to be breaking ground. I guess we've already tore the building down out at Deer Path and Main Street, right across from Holy Cross. And that was what they called the Moore Farm. The Moore Farm's now gone. And they're going to break ground for a 68 unit senior living community out there, which is a kind of a different design, because they're going to be there to kind of, if you've got a broken leg or something, then you move into one of their units and then they take care of you. But then after you get better, they want you to move on. But these are already in a couple of other parts of the region. I've asked the mayors about them, and everybody just raves what a great facilities these are. So we've got neat things happening here, and I'm very pleased that Batavia's got all this going. So I wanted to end this meeting on a positive note. Hopefully I have, by just sharing with you what's going on here. And we got a lot of people watching us now. It's amazing to me the number of mayors who have asked me in the last 6 months, can I come down to Batavia on Saturday morning and go to your River Street program and your small buildings on the street? And they don't know what to call it. And so I said, the boardwalk shop. Yeah, I guess that's what, we want to come and see that. Now I've had, I think, 6 in here to see it. And they're not they're not immediate neighbors, but they're from the area. And they're all saying, this is a pretty novel idea you people have put together here. So we'll see where all that goes. But we certainly have done some stuff that seems to be playing well. And I also want to say that we have a new museum director. Not new, you've been there, what, 2 years now? 3. She's doing a wonderful job over there. I've been involved with that since it was moved down there from Webster and Van Buren. And she really has started some things in there that needed to be started and done the right way. And that museum's going to really start to stand out as something very special in the area. Because like other things, we have a lot of history in this town that we can brag about. And I mean, it's stuff that nobody else has got. And if you come on down for the Flag Day program here in another week and a half, you're going to see a brochure that I'm working on that's going to tell a very interesting story about the American flag in Batavia that not many people know. And so we've got some very interesting history here that nobody else can even begin to touch. So I'm bragging now, but I should be able to do some bragging, because we really do have some neat stuff happening. So we need to have a motion to adjourn and go into executive session for the purposes of purchase of real estate. Somebody
moved.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf and second by Alderman Good night, guys. Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa?
Aye.
Barron? Lehman? Malay? Ewer? Saron? Baraza?
Aye.
Lancy?
Aye.
Beck? Chanzit? 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Vogelsinger.
I'm sorry.